Awesome. Thank you very much. As you mentioned, we have a great opportunity today to get to know each other a little bit more. So as he mentioned, my name is Matthew, and I will be your teacher, and hopefully we'll see lots of each other in the next few months and really help you improve in your English language. And that's really our goal. Our goal is to be able to help you read and write and speak better. And that's what these classes are designed for you guys. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be lots of fun. We're going to be able to interact or talk to each other. We're going to make faces and be silly, but at the same time, we are going to help you really learn and improve in your English ability. And that's really our goal for you guys. So be excited. We're going to encourage everyone to be part of our class. I'm going to share our screens with you throughout. There's going to be opportunities for you guys to participate. And so we want to make sure that you guys have a great time. So as it's been brought out already, this is going to be a reading and writing class. So welcome everybody to our first class together. We're going to show you what is going to happen throughout our class, how you guys are going to learn, and how you guys can have a lot of fun while doing it as well. So we're excited. We're going to go over a few things today. Okay, so first of all, we want to know what's our goal? What are we trying to accomplish by being in class together? We're going to give you some classroom policies, which basically mean what you should or shouldn't do during the class, just so that you and your fellow students can get the most out of it. We want you to really learn and really be excited and really have fun. So there'll be some things that we'll ask you to do or not to do, and will be very helpful in that way. And in our class today, we're going to do reading and vocabulary. So we're going to have some of our students, they're going to put up their hands and they're going to be able to read parts of our stories. And then we're going to also have you guys learn some vocabulary words. Very important. And then we're going to practice some writing. So for us to be good at speaking, we also need to write well. And we're going to help you improve in that area. And then, as was mentioned, we're going to have a little question and answer at the end. So if any of you students or your parents have questions for us, we'll definitely be able to do that. So what are we going to be doing in our class? And this is for you students as well as your teacher, as your parents. We want you to improve in the English language. So the more words and phrases that you know, the better you can communicate to your friends, to your family, to your teachers. And in turn, as you continue to age and go to junior high, high school, university, what we learn now is going to help you when you get older. So it's very important. And we're going to teach you what is required to write a perfect story. So hopefully by the end of our lessons together over classrooms, you're going to be able to write a beautiful, funny, hilarious, scary, interesting story. And that's really what we want from you guys, because that's going to be very helpful when you have to write essays or stories in school or in university. So it's going to be very, very helpful for you guys. So we want you to be excited. We want you to be happy about what we're going to learn. Now, how can you learn? What's the best way that we're going to have you learn? Well, we want you to participate. So there's going to be chances for you to raise your Zoom hands, or maybe your physical hand if you don't know how, and you're going to be able to answer questions, and you're going to participate in class, and you're going to read stories out loud, and I'm going to help you with your vocabulary. We're going to make sure that you know what the word means, how to use it, and then also we want you to be practicing writing in our class. So maybe we'll start off with a sentence. Maybe then we're going to teach you to write a nice long paragraph, and hopefully by the end we'll have you writing stories that are a lot of fun. And we also will be giving you guys homework to work on to make sure that what we learn in our class, you understand it, because that's the most important. We need you to understand everything that we are learning in our classes today. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the human heart. Okay, so all of us, we have a heart. Can everybody find their heart? Where's your heart? Is it here? Is your heart here? Is it here? Where is it? Is your heart right here? It's very important. We all have a heart. Yes, that's right. Good, Oscar. So our heart is very important, but we're going to learn a little bit about our heart today, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to need someone to help read, okay? So if we could have somebody raise their hand, who would like to read? So I see Kaylin. Kaylin, would you like to read our first paragraph here, please? Okay,
The heart is a powerful involuntary muscle that sends blood throughout our body. We cannot control what it does. It sends a single drop of blood around the 100,000 kilometers. A blood vessels about 1,000 times a day. This is an incredible feat for a muscle that is the size of a human fist.
So very well done, Kaylin. Can everybody give a round of applause to Kaylin?
Yeah.
She did a wonderful job. Those are some real big words, and that was fantastic. Very good. So if everybody can show me their fist, okay? Put a fist together and do it like that. And guess what? That's how big your heart is. So the muscle in our heart, in our stomach right here, our heart, that's how big it is. But it has one of the most important jobs to do in our body. For us to get all the blood and oxygen that we need, the heart pumps, boom, 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 and it sends that blood throughout our body so that we can use our hands and our brain and our mouth and our legs and our feet. So it's very, very important. So well done. Very good job. So that was perfect. So we need another reader. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on this paragraph here. So we're just looking for this paragraph right here. So if we could have hands, I see Caden, I believe. Caden, can you read our next paragraph?
The meat is made up of 4 chambers, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. At the top, the left atrium and the right atrium collect the blood, and the bottom 2 chambers. The ventricles pump the blood out of the
heart. Sorry, that made a mistake. Yeah, so out of the heart.
It takes 1 single heartbeat for the blood to go from the heart all the way to the lungs, where it loads up on oxygen, return to the heat, and then circulate all over the body.
Very good. Okay, can everybody give a round of applause for Caden? He did a wonderful job as well. Again, lots of big words. We may not know every single word, and that's okay. There's certain words that we do want to learn. Okay, so that's some of the words that we have underlined here. We're going to be reviewing together. But very good, very good, very good.
Matt.
So yes.
Excuse me, Matt. Just quickly, many kids they are raising their hand in the Zoom, hand raising. Can you see the hand raised in the Zoom when you share screen? No,
I can see like a small square, and certain ones of them come up front. So I can see right now 2 hands are raised by Kobe, Renee,
yeah.
Sherry.
If you don't, yeah, Renee, Sherry, Kobe, yeah, okay. Okay,
great.
Thank you.
No problem. Kobe, you have a question?
I think they want to read.
Oh, okay, they want to read the next one?
Yeah,
for sure. We'll definitely get you guys to read our next one. We're just going to talk a little bit about our paragraph, make sure that we understand what's happening. Can anybody tell me what a chamber is? Does anybody know what a chamber is? Kobe?
Like something that, like a room, maybe?
Yes, very good, like a room. Okay, so imagine our heart has 4 rooms, or at least 4 main rooms, okay? And each of those rooms does something different, okay? So they need to be able to collect blood, store it, and then they need to pump it out. So it needs to be sent out. So each chamber has its own job to do. So imagine if we were missing one of those chambers, or one of those chambers no longer work, then our heart is not going to work. So it's very important that we take care of our heart because it does one of the most important things for our body. So very well done, guys. That was great. So let's see. We're going to be moving on to our next one here. So I'm just going to, should be able to zoom down here. Okay, so we're going to look to get some readers for our next one here. So we have some hands that are going up like crazy. I think Darren, can we get you to read this one? And this word is just missing the N right here, to ensure. Okay, so Darren, can you read? This is our paragraph right here.
To ensure that
The blood, sorry, we got a T that's missing too, that the blood
travels smoothly and consistently.
consistently. Good.
The heart uses valves
Good.
that open and shut with the flow of blood.
Mm-hmm.
The valves only open when one will making sure that blood does not re-enter
the
chambers.
Good. Okay, very good. Can anybody tell us what consistently means? Does anybody know what consistently means? So if we can have a show of hands, those who could answer the question, what does consistently mean? Sherry, do you know what consistently means?
It means it keeps on going.
It keeps on going. That's right. So for us to make sure that we keep on going, okay, we can keep moving and running and talking and learning and listening and playing games. Our heart needs to be consistent as well. It needs to be consistently moving, or at least having the blood travel and run smoothly between our whole body. So it's got a lot of work to do. So how do you think? Can anybody tell us, how do we keep a good heart? How do we keep our heart good? What do we need to do? I have a student that's WTF. I don't have your name there. Would you like to answer that question?
You have to you have to take care of something. If sometimes if you fall backwards, if you don't want your heart to get hurt, you could just fall backwards. So your heart wouldn't get hurt when you fall forward.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to protect it. So instead of falling forward, that's right, we can protect it maybe falling backwards. That's good. We need to protect our heart that way. Anyone else? Oscar? How else can we protect our heart? What can we do? Oscar, did you have an answer?
No.
Okay. Renee?
No, I just want to read.
You just want to read? Okay, we'll get you guys later for reading. Anyone? Kobe, you have an answer?
I have a question. Is consistently an adverb?
So we're looking at consistently. It's something that we're describing, so we can use it as an adjective as well. So we can use it both as an adverb and an adjective, because when we're describing something and how it works, such as smoothly and consistently, here we're using them as adjectives. So just like we describe somebody or something doing something, such as he's running fast or he's running, we can use that as a verb, or we could describe somebody and use it as an adjective as well. So good question, Kobe, very good. But here we're using it as an adjective. We're describing about the blood and how it travels. So we're using it consistently, okay? So how can we keep our heart healthy? How do we keep our heart healthy? Anybody know? Darren?
Keep moving.
Keep moving. So we need to exercise. So if we need to keep it healthy, exercise, we need to eat well, and so on. So very, very good. So great job with your guys' reading. We're going to continue to do more reading as well, but we want to move on so we can practice everything in our class today. So we're going to just move on to our next one here. So just 1 second here. For some reason it's sorry about this, children. We're trying to just zoom out of here so that there we go. And that's a little bit about our heart. Okay, so now we're going to answer some questions about our heart. Okay, so first of all, we have our first question. The job of the heart is to. Okay, so we have 4 choices. Okay, so we might want to zoom in on this here. So the job of the heart is to. So who can answer our question here? So let's see if we have any other students. Cece, can you answer our question? The job of the heart is to what?
Send blood throughout the body.
Pardon?
D.
D, send blood throughout the body? Very good. That's right. So great job, Cece. Can everybody give a clap for Cece? She got a great answer. That was awesome. Very good. Okay. The size of the human heart is about what? Can anybody remember?
B.
So if we have, I'm not sure who is answering that, but we want to keep our hands up so I can call on you.
It's
So, very good. So, Kaden, can you answer it?
It's B, the size of
B.
a fist.
Good. So, yes, very good. So, remember, students, we just want to have our hands up. Teacher will call on you, and that gives everybody a chance to have it. But remember, we showed our fist, and it's the size of our fist. So, it's very, very good. Okay. So, can anybody remember number 3? To make sure the blood circulates smoothly, the heart uses what? Can anybody remember? What does it use to make sure blood runs smoothly? Kobe?
It uses vessels that open and shut.
Okay, so we've got, so do you want to choose C or B?
Blood vessels.
Okay, so we do have the blood vessels there. Very important to remember. So good. We've got B, blood vessels. And again, these other things that are helpful, valves open and shut, and that's very good. But we need the blood vessels to circulate and allow the heart to make sure the blood goes to other locations. Very good. Okay, great job, guys. That was awesome. So we were just answering a few questions. So this helps us to know a little bit more about our body, as well as understanding how important that heart, even though it might not be the biggest organ that we have in our body, but it is very, very important. So good job, everyone, with your answers. Okay, good job. So now let's see if we can learn some new vocabulary words. So we have the words, okay? And we have, I'm going to get some students to read what these are, but then I want you to try to create a sentence with them as well. So we're going to do 2 things here. We're going to have a student read what the word means. So we need a definition of the reading of it. And then we need somebody to create a sentence with it. So this is how we can normally help you write sentences, but also help you with your reading at the same time. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, we're going to zoom into our here's our first word that we have. So who would like to read what cylinder means? So Joanna, can you do that?
A cylinder is an object in a shape of a
Tube.
tube or pipe. It may be solid or hollow.
Very good. And we actually have a little picture of what kind of like a cylinder could be used like. Okay, so we have its own sentence here. It says, in the center of the table was a tall glass vase in the shape of a cylinder, which was filled with yellow tulips. But I need somebody to make up their own sentence. So who's brave enough to raise their hand and they'd like to create a sentence using cylinder? Okay, so it's not, I want you to make your own sentence using cylinder. So let's see, do we have any other students with their hands up? I want to try to get as many people as possible. So Oscar G4, can you use cylinder in a sentence, please?
There was a cylinder that was on the table that was old and broken in my grandma's shack.
Okay, very good. That was great. So there was a cylinder that was in the table. It was old and broken. Everybody give a round of applause for Oscar. Very good. So remember, when we are creating a sentence, maybe we can say how it broke. So we could say that there was a cylinder in the center of the table that was old, and it was broken because my brother smashed it with his hand when he got angry. So then we could add a little bit more detail. But very good, Oscar. That was awesome. Okay, well done. Everybody give a round of applause. Now we have our next word. So we're looking for our reader to tell us what examine means. Okay, so who would like to read the definition for examine? Emily, would you like to do that? Oh, big smile on Emily. She's so happy.
To
Yep, look.
At closely. When
Closely. Very good.
Cora and Shun examined the dust. They discovered, okay, right, that the letter they were looking for was gone.
Okay, good. Well done. That was wonderful. Okay, so examine. So now we need somebody to use examine in their own sentence. So who would like to try to create a sentence using examine? Okay, so let's see if we can. Lionel, can you do that for us? Lionel, can you make a sentence using examine?
Yes.
Okay.
I examined the sick dog.
Okay, very good. How did you examine the sick dog? Maybe we can make a little bit longer sentence, Lionel. Could you say, I examined the sick dog by, and then tell us how you examined him.
I examined the sick dog by looking at it closely.
Okay, looking at it closely. Very good. Yes, that's awesome. So examine is like we have to look at something very intently. Okay, so we can look at something, oh, look, but that doesn't mean I'm examining it. But let's say if I want to examine, somebody wrote me something very interesting. So I look at it, I peer at it. I want to know more. And so as Lionel brought out, if somebody is sick, a dog, a human, the doctor or us may need to look at it, find out why is it sick? What's hurting the dog? And so on. Very good. Can everybody clap for Lionel? That was awesome. Okay. So if we look at our next one, we have fatal. Okay. So who would like to read what fatal means and the example that we have here? See if I think we have Hussein. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but Hussein, could you read that for us?
Causing death.
Good. Can you read our example sentence as well?
Eating this pretty white mushroom can be fatal.
Good. Okay. Thank you for that. So who would like to create our sentence? We look like Oscar. Can you do that for us?
While I was busy in the kitchen, my mom almost was fatal, and almost fall on the floor with a pan.
Okay, good. And how about Oscar L? Can you do that for us too? Can you give us a sentence using fatal? But very good, Oscar. The other, I didn't see we had two here, so.
If you get smashed by a blue whale in the ocean, a swimmer that did that is
it could be fatal. We could end it with it could be fatal. Oscar, yes, we could. If you're in the ocean with a big blue whale, then yes, and if it smashed you, it could be fatal. Very good. We could create a sentence like that. That was a very good try. Can everybody give a round of applause for him, for Oscar? Very good. Let's just do one more. Okay, so we're going to look at feature. Okay, so who would like to tell us what feature means? And we're going to talk about just the number 2 part, not number 1 as a noun. We want to look at it a second way. So we're going to just look at here, if we just number 2. So this is the one we want. Okay, so I'm just going to see if we can try to get students that hadn't been able to comment yet. I believe Doris, can you read now just the number 2 part for us? Okay, for feature.
Any part of face when pleasing feature of clothes is his warm smile.
Okay, very good. Well done, Doris. Can everybody give a round of applause for Doris? So who would like to use feature in a sentence? Okay, so who would like to create their own sentence using feature? Anybody like to try to do that for us? Again, I'm just trying to see if we can get as many new students as possible. So let's see here. Anybody? Okay, so Cece, can you do that for us? Can you create a sentence using feature?
I can't think of anything.
Okay, that's no problem. Thank you very much for raising your hand. That's okay, no problem. Anybody else? Darren, would you like to do that for us?
There's a special feature on the car.
Okay, what is that special feature on the car? What do you think it could be?
The feature is that it can teleport away.
Awesome, I would love that feature on my car too. Special feature that allows it to teleport away. Sherry, would you like to try?
I can recognize a pirate by The feature of its eye patch.
Oh, yes, he has an eye patch, and that's a special feature of a pirate. Very good, Sherry. Very good, Darren. That's great. So remember, when we are creating sentences like you guys are doing, which you're doing wonderful, we always want to add a little bit more, because we can use simple sentences, and that's very important. I went to the park. That's great. That's important. Sometimes that's all we need to say. But we might say, I went to the park because I was meeting up with my friends to play football. That adds a little bit more information. Okay, Kobe, you have a question, or you want to add something?
Or you can just say, I went to the park on a cold, wintry day.
Yes, that's even better, because now we're using our imagination by explaining something a little bit more. It was cold, it was blustery, it was windy, the snow, it was hailing, it was freezing rain. All of these make the story more interesting, or at least what we're talking about. So very good, Kobe. That's a good suggestion. And all of you did a wonderful job with our creating our sentences by reading the definitions, because again, it's very important for us to do that. So well done, guys. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the process of writing a good story. Okay, so some people just like to start writing a story right away. Once upon a time. Now that can be good. We might be able to write an okay story, or maybe one that's pretty good. But there's actually things that we need to do before we start writing to make our story even better. So we're going to actually talk about the writing process. And this is something that you would learn and practice throughout our classes together, starting in our next term. So these are very, very important. So if you're going to want to write a perfect story, we're going to practice learning how to do that. Okay, so first of all, we need some students to help read what we're going to be learning. Okay, so we have our first one, step one. It's called pre-write. Okay, so who would like to read that? I think Kevin, we haven't heard from you yet. Kevin, can you read that for us?
Think of this as the time of to discover and plan. Writers might choose, or they might list everything they know about a topic
Already chosen.
They might write down what they need to learn about a topic. Writers might make lists and that contain sentence words or even pictures. Some writers might make a chart or table and begin to put their ideas in order.
Okay, very well done. Great job, Kevin. That was fantastic. And everybody, round of applause for Kevin. That was very well done. He looks so happy. That's very exciting. We love that. Thank you, Kevin. So, can anybody tell us why we call this pre-write? Okay, anybody know what pre means? Because we could have something that's pre or post. So anybody know what pre means or pre-write? What are we talking about here? Caden, can you let us know?
Like the preparation before writing.
That's right. So when we use the word pre, such as pre-write or preview, it's something that we do before something else. Okay, so when we're writing a story, we don't just start writing because there's going to be certain things that we are being asked for our teacher. So let's say if you had to write a story about Mars, okay, the planet Mars, And we could start writing a story and make something up, and it might be a little bit exciting, but what if we want to know more about Mars? Or we want to mention certain things about its color, the size, how far it is from planet Earth. So we want to actually look at a topic and learn about that topic. What do we need to learn about it? So we might want to make lists. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to need a suggestion from one of our students of a topic, okay? So we're gonna think about a topic that we would like to write about, okay? And we're gonna need everybody's help. So first of all, we need an idea of a topic for a story that we're going to be writing. Can anybody give us an idea for that topic? Jack, can you do that for us? What's your idea? What's your topic?
The hungry tiger.
The hungry tiger. Okay, very good. Awesome. So we've got our topic. So it's like a title for our story. We're gonna be talking about a hungry tiger, okay? So that's what we have here, hungry tiger. Now, we're going to need to know a little bit of information. So we need to make a chart. So here it says that we can make a list, we can make a chart, we can get pictures, things that we need to be learning about this hungry tiger. So let's try to make just a small little chart of things that we would like to include. Okay, so can somebody tell us what we're going to need to learn about? What do we have to learn about this topic? Because we need to learn something, because we need to be writing about it. Can anybody think of something that we should learn about the hungry tiger? Anybody have any ideas? I know we have hands that are up, so let's see if we have any. Ada, can you help us out with that?
What they eat.
Good. Okay, so if we have a hungry tiger, we're going to need to talk about what is he looking for. Okay, so what will he be searching for? That's very good, Ada. Very, very good. Okay, that's one thing. And we're going to do some research. We're going to learn about what tigers eat. Anybody can think of anything else? Any other ideas that we're going to be doing some research about? Let's see.
Camouflage.
Pardon, I didn't catch who said that. But how about Sherry? Can you give us an idea?
How they hunt the food.
Oh, that's very important. Okay, so how does a tiger hunt? Okay.
And what the tiger is called when it's hunting? Like the tiger is called
The tiger is
keywords.
Yes, very good. Good 2 points, Sherry. Well done. Thank you. So we have some more. Does Lucas, do you have any idea? No? Okay, your hand was up, so that's okay. Darren?
Camouflage.
Oh, right. So does the tiger have camouflage, or how does they use it? Very good. So we've got camouflage. Kaylin, did you have an idea?
Where they live.
Oh, good. So we have where they live. Kobe?
Why the crocodile is hungry?
Or what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, why is our tiger is hungry? So why is he hungry? Has he not eaten for years or days or weeks? So maybe it's morning, maybe it's lunchtime, maybe it's dinner time. Yes.
What is the problem?
And yes, very good. Good, Kobe. Thank you, guys. And Kaden, did you have a point?
And what is the solution to the problem?
Oh, I like your word. So solution. So how does he end up solving his problem, right? Because we have a hungry tiger. Now, the other thing it mentions is that we need to put their ideas in order. So right now, technically, our ideas are not in order, right? We have solutions nice at the end, but then we have where they live, hunt, camel, why, eat. You know, these are all things that are important, but we don't have them in the right order. So another thing we need to do when we're pre-writing is after we come up with some ideas about our topic, we've chosen a list of things that we're happy about. Okay, so we've done that and it's important and great. But then we would need to put these ideas in order. Okay, so we have talking about what they eat. Okay, that was a question. And we have like how they hunt. Okay, that was a question that we wanted to learn about. And also, do they use camo? Okay, do use camo or not? Where they live. Okay, so where does this tiger is living? Why is he hungry? So let's try to, and then our solution. Okay, so let's try to think, what should we be starting maybe our story about? Okay, so who can tell us what should be at the beginning? Should it be where they live or the solution? What could we be talking about? What should be at the beginning? Does anybody have? Kevin, you have an idea?
Like maybe where they live?
Okay, so maybe we might start off. That could be one or two. That's good because maybe we want to talk about where this is taking place at first. So we might say deep in the jungle. Okay, so that could be an idea, like deep in the rainforest, or maybe it's a certain country, city name that we want to use. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, Xinhuan, or you have your hand up, last name Zhang. Can you give us a?
But when we start the story, we have to have a title.
Okay, good. A title is very important. That is right. Good point. Because a title gets somebody interested in the story. So if I just put tiger, that's not interesting. Maybe nobody wants to read it. But as our suggestion was the hungry tiger, or maybe we can even give it a name like Joanna, the hungry tiger. So maybe we could do that. So again, the title is very important. And so then we had talked about maybe where, so where we want to start our story. So that could be like number 1 or 2. Anybody has anything else? After we talk about where, what should come next maybe in our story? Can anybody else help us? I have, is it Jiolin or on the iPhone? Can you answer that? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Charlene?
Me?
Yes. What could come next? We have where?
A starting paragraph.
Okay, yes, our starting paragraph where we're going to be talking about where, what else could it be included in our starting paragraph? We have maybe where the story is going to take place. What else could we have in our starting paragraph?
And its setting.
Good. Yes, that's important. Very good. Thank you very much. So a setting is needed, and that's talking about where. Then we might have something like maybe why we have a problem. That could be 2. That might be 2 or 3 because we might also want to know like, so why he has a problem. So he's hungry, and we might go in to talk about what he's looking for to eat and so on. So these are kind of things that we need to plan out in our story because that is very, very important. So that's our first step. So can anybody tell us what pre-write means? So instead of reading the whole paragraph we have here, can anybody tell us what is pre-writing and why is it important? We have Oscar L. Can you answer that for us?
Pre-writing is to write your ideas before writing your paragraph or story. It is important because you need to keep your ideas organized.
Wow, that was like the perfect answer, Oscar. That was awesome. Very good. So that's very important. So we get our ideas down and we want to keep them organized because many students that I have taught in the past, they write very good stories, but sometimes what's in the beginning should be more in the middle or the end, or you're telling some ideas or thoughts that shouldn't be mentioned yet. Or it should be more at the beginning, middle, and wherever it should be. Sometimes we're not organized enough, so we're talking about something that doesn't belong there, or maybe we shouldn't include it at all because it's not as important. So the things that we need to do is we need to come up with our topic, the hungry tiger. Great. Make a list about what ideas that we would like to include in it. And then we would like to put it in an order. So then when we start writing, it's going to be a lot easier for us to come up with the best story possible. So very, very well done, guys. That was fantastic. So we're going to start to finish up our class here. So I want to, first of all, thank everybody for a wonderful effort that they put forth. Clap for all your friendly students that are along with you guys. You guys did fantastic. And I appreciate it. I know it can be scary. We've never met each other before, and sometimes we might be a little nervous to answer, but you guys did a wonderful job. Okay, so we were able to learn about the human heart today, and it's as big as your fist. We also learned about the 4 chambers that are in the heart. You answered some questions, learned some vocabulary, and we learned one important thing about writing a story. We need to pre-write, and it's very important. Okay, so thank you guys. So this is the opportunity for those who might have questions, maybe parents. If anything needs to be added from our other Athena workers, then we can do that now. So thank you guys. I appreciate all your guys' hard work.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Hello,
Bye.
no, we're not done yet, guys.
Not yet. Just a few more minutes left. We've got here for everybody else.
Yes. Okay. We finished today the trial class, Matt?
Yes. Yep. We